What's up, people? Welcome back to another episode of Under 1,000 Podcast. I'm Gershon, and this is a podcast where we bring on someone that is a YouTube reptile breeder, enthusiast, hobbyist. Talk to them, get to know them a little better. Me getting to network with other people. I almost had it. Me also getting to network with other people in the community, getting out of my shell. Yes, I am an introvert, but this is a great way for me to communicate, talk to people, and get to know other people and get to know you guys. I've got to know a lot of different people from doing this live. You guys just in the comments. So thank you for coming through and hanging out with us. Greatly appreciate that. But before we go ahead and bring on our guests, let's say what's up to a couple people. Keisha, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Jeremy B. I'm calling you Jeremy B. Thanks for coming through. M-TIPP Reptiles, thanks for coming through. Appreciate it. You see you up there in the corner? You're right there. You see that? You see that? You right there. Appreciate you. Phil, thanks for coming through. Thank you. So, since we're talking about the sponsor of this episode, let's go ahead and say thank you to our sponsor for this episode. Oh, there's so many people came through. Hold on. So we're going to thank our sponsor. We're going to come back and say what's up to a couple people. So, boom. The sponsor of this episode is M-TIPP Reptiles. They are a new reptile breeder, ball pythons. They're on their second season, and they have some amazing combos coming this season that they're working with. They have projects like double het clown exanthic, double het DG clown, also puzzle, and they have stranger clowns. Yes, stranger clowns, the thing that's hitting the market really crazy right now. So I'm super excited to see what these guys produce. I've been looking at their Instagram, amazing looking animals, but also they don't have a YouTube. So you know we are all about YouTube over here, so definitely go bug them. Tell them to start the YouTube, tell them Gershon sent you, but also check out their merch. They have an amazing logo and they have it in so many different colors. Check out their merch store, pick up a shirt if you like it, pick up a couple shirts. But thanks again, M-TIPP Reptiles, for sponsoring this episode. Yes, thank you so much for sponsoring the episode. Appreciate it so much. Look out for them. We're trying to get them on next up because they're going to start their YouTube channel, get that started. So definitely look for them on there as well. We got Jeremy, thanks for coming through. Eric, you know what this look is for. But thanks for coming through. Stacy, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Jessica, I think that's what your name is. I 100% Jessica, thanks for coming through. I think so. If I'm wrong, hit me in the comments, let me know. James, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Pat, what's up? Thanks for coming through. I would like to try to be on your show. I'm going to figure out if I have a day that I get off early and I'll talk to you. So we'll work that out. Ron, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Cuddle Time Critters. Hey, thanks for coming through. Greatly appreciate it. So, there's so many people. Definitely smash that like button. I think I got everything. JT, what's up? Thanks for coming through. So, without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and say welcome to our guest for this week. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
All right. Would you go ahead and introduce the people, let them know what animals you have, and let them know about your business name and TikTok and Instagram, all that good stuff.
Sure. So my name is Nicole. I own Ladytis Exotics. I started my company last year. Started Reptiles. It's been over 31 years now. I got my first ball python probably over 31 years ago. Right now, I own a variety of everything, but where people would know me for the most is probably my handling and my association with my retics. Some people say many. I say it's only 7. So I have 7 reticulated pythons who I adore, but I also have ball pythons, Asian water monitor, 2 tegus, green tree python, leopard gecko, 2 dogs, turtles. And I just feel like I'm missing something. But, my corn snake. I know, and my boas. So I have corn snakes and I have boas as well.
Don't you have is it a water monitor? Did you
Yep,
say
I said
that?
my Asian water monitor.
Okay.
Yep,
I
I
seen that one the
did.
other day. I didn't know you had turtles too, though.
Yes,
Oh,
my turtles are
wow.
actually 9 years old. They're red ear sliders. When I first got them, they could literally fit in the palm of my hand, both of them at the same
Oh,
time.
wow.
It was back when you could adopt them. I remember I had to go to Western Maryland to get them, and they can't wait to get a bigger house and build them something outside when I can move where it's warm weather.
Gotcha. So I see. Well, that's not. We'll talk about that a little later. But
Okay.
yes, thank you for coming through. Appreciate you. If you haven't, go ahead and go hit that follow button, the subscribe button. All her links are in the description down below. Hit them buttons. Go check her out. Do you have TikTok?
Yes, I have TikTok. I started TikTok a couple months ago.
Okay, so she
And I
on
actually have
TikTok
some
too.
videos on there too.
Okay.
With
I'm
people.
trying to see how many people will start messing around on TikTok. I usually just watch TikTok because I get distracted and I'm supposed to be posting stuff, but then I get distracted because TikTok is addicting. You could just sit there and watch it for hours. But yeah, I'm trying to see how many people we could get to start doing more TikToks and just flood the market of TikTok with more reptile content. That would be amazing. But
yep,
yeah,
I'm doing a TikTok video tonight, literally after we finish this podcast.
okay.
I owe
So
one to Sydney.
I got to make sure I'm following you on TikTok. So that's what I got to do
Yep,
now.
I'm
I got to make
there.
sure.
Ladytis Exotics.
All right, so definitely go hit those follows and subscribe buttons. I know you're close to 500 subscribers on YouTube, so I'm pretty sure we're gonna get enough people in here tonight that y'all can go hit that follow, subscribe button on YouTube and get her over 500. So let's go ahead and do that.
Please.
Appreciate it. We greatly appreciate it, y'all. Greatly appreciate it. So you've seen the show. Well, before we do that, I know you wanted to say honor a friend that we all recently just lost. So I'm going to put his picture up and you can go ahead and say some. Oh, let me take this down 1 second. There we go.
There he goes. So,
yes,
I just wanted to take a moment. It's been a tough week for a lot of us in the bro group. We lost a jewel for the group. A lot of people don't know what goes into the background of being an admin of a group of almost 8,000 members. John was the man. And in fact, this week it's been tough because John lived in Arizona. So it seems like he will always be the one that's doing all of the late night reviewing and approving and things like that. And this week I've noticed like it's been a long leg in us approving things. So be patient with us. But he loved ball pythons. I mean, love ball pythons. He loved helping anybody to educate them. When I first came to the group, he was one of the first people that I befriended. And we talked a lot about what I'm doing now in this year, starting to breed ball pythons. Just an amazing man and father. And we just, wish his family all well, the prayers, and his children, his daughters. He loved his daughters. And we just, share our prayers with them right now and just send our support and just know that we loved John very much. And thank you for sharing him with us.
Yes. I talked to John a few times from the group. We had a couple conversations about ball pythons. Really good dude, really cool dude. It is a terrible loss. It's amazing how close we all get in this community, from people who are complete strangers who become family to you just within the community, just sharing the passion you guys have for reptiles. It's amazing. Yes. Thank you guys for letting us take that moment. Appreciate it.
You.
And go say I love you to somebody, because you never know when the last time you might see somebody and when you might not hear from somebody. And you never know what that could do to somebody. Just they're having a terrible day, and that just saying, hey, I'm thinking about you, I care about you, could help their day turn around. So got to show more love in this world. Yes. Definitely do.
Yes.
But we're going to honor John and keep going on, keep showing our love for reptiles, and keep sharing the love with so many other people as we can. All you guys are on Facebook. So if you didn't know, the show's on Facebook and Twitch too. Morph Nation Reptiles, thanks for coming through. Christopher, thanks for coming through. Appreciate it. Oh wow, this is amazing. These are the first time I'm getting people from like Facebook, so that's interesting to see.
Yeah, because that's my favorite platform. Go Facebook.
I mean, Facebook does have its downsides. I know some people hate it, but it's
what you make it. It's what you make it.
You know,
I tell people that all the time. Like it's for me. If you don't have a direct connection with me, you're not a Facebook friend of mine. Even with the reptile community, I get invites from people who are friends with people. If you and I never talk, I don't know if I want you on my page, so it doesn't happen. And I keep it real. You know, my profile is my profile. I am a married woman. Don't play in my inbox. I will assure you, he might be the one responding. We don't have no secrets, so we don't have no codes around here. So I just think it's what you make it. What I use it for is I love the fact that I can socialize with people all over the country. In this reptile hobby, it has brought in my life some the most amazing people, the most. And I love the fact that people get to use the platform for good. You know, and I just follow those who use it for good. If you someone on there and you're negative, then I don't have to follow you. I don't delete people. I have to really, if you have to do something for me to delete you, but I won't follow, you know. So, but for what we do and for reptiles specifically, with some of the feedback that I get, it does a lot of good.
Okay. Yeah, it's very true. It's all about how you use those platforms.
Thank you, Morph Nation.
100% how you use those platforms. You made the move to stream. Oh yeah, I did, Ramel. I upgraded StreamYard and everything, so now I can stream on 3, maybe 4 different platforms. Yeah, I'm trying to see how it works. We'll see what happens. But let's go ahead and get into the show and answer our first question. How long have you had your YouTube channel?
January 2022 made 1 year. It was 2021 was my New Year's resolution, was that regardless of how intimidating it was going to be as far as who followed or who liked, I was going to do my channel, put out my content, and I wanted to make sure that I was consistent in making myself present. So I think I did really, really well for the first year. So I'm excited.
Hey, that you did the hardest part, which was starting. That's the hardest part, is starting. I get so many people have asked me, like, what should I do? How should I do it? I was like, just do a video. Do the first video saying, hey, what's up? This is what I keep. This is what I plan to breed. This is what I got right now. I'm hopefully going to start doing more content, but I just want to say hello and introduce myself to people. That's a video in itself, just introducing yourself to people. You don't have to get crazy long with it. Quick video just to kind of get your feet wet.
Absolutely.
Oh, I appreciate that, Christopher. So year, that's not bad. Year, almost 500 in a year. That's pretty good. It's
500 less than my goal though, because I'm thinking my channel pretty dope. Like I got some pretty dope content. And then I look at other people's channel and I'm like, how did you get all these subscribers?
I like that confidence. She said my channel is dope.
Designed well, you know, I'm getting better and better. And when I look at my first videos to now, I've gotten a lot better. But as far as the content, once I start presenting with, you know, the subject and my animals, I have some of the most amazing animals. I have some of the best relationships with my animals. And that's one of the things that I try to show. I don't know if you ever saw the video, 2 of my favorite videos that I did. 2 things I'm passionate about. One was with my granddaughter, showing people that these children, my granddaughter's only 5 and she can handle the medium size, the smaller retics and the berm, and even the bigger ones. She can't pick them up, of course, but she knows how to lift them up, redirect them and things like that with confidence. And she's very educated about them. And so one of my favorite videos is Reptiles Out of the Mouths of Babes. So if y'all haven't watched that one, watch that video. It's a 5-year-old literally showing you what she thinks she knows about reptiles. And she shows you how she actually is very comfortable with handling a lot of my snakes. And the berm, that's her favorite. She has Pearl all the time. Okay. And then my other one is another thing I'm an advocate for is reptiles and assistance with people with special needs. So for those of you who do follow my channel, you know I have a 24-year-old son who was born federally coded 01, which back then it was mentally retarded. They changed it to intellectually delayed, named Michael. You see him in a lot of videos. He is my only support in this house with my retics, because if y'all don't know, my husband don't do snakes. So one of the first things he said when I decided to get retics, Gershon, was, what if one of them big things come and wrap you up? Who's going to save you? Because I ain't. So we joke about that, because when I had my surgery in June, I wanted to see my snake so bad. And so we brought out some of the retics, and my golden child ended up going upstairs. And I couldn't pull her back. So my husband literally put his hand on her, and I didn't say nothing. I'm just looking like, oh, he don't realize he got his hand on her. So once he gets her to come back down, I was like, babe, did you realize you was touching T'Challa? He was like, hell yeah. And I thought I almost died. So,
I mean, my wife is not scared of my snakes. She don't mess with Toph, my red tail boa. Okay. She'll mess with the other snakes because the ball pythons are a little smaller. She's not necessarily scared. She's like, that's your thing. You go have your fun. That's you. I'm good. If you need me to do something, I help here and there, but that's your thing. You go ahead and do your thing.
Yeah, my husband will do anything for him. He's just not touching them.
Yeah, I can understand that.
The ball python, I have tried to get them as babies to go in his hand, and he's like, no. Hey, Mike.
What's up, herb collectors? Thanks for coming through. Yeah. I mean, I can understand that, but I'm glad you got that support, and I definitely would like to know more about how. So, what are you doing with, like, are you teaching or telling people how to do reptiles with special needs people and working with that? How are you doing that?
So, I'm an advocate for. I never believed in my son like being on albuterol or any of those medicines they tried to give them. What I noticed with my son early was that once something had his focus, he was good. And we started like my ball pythons, being with my ball pythons, and I noticed that it instantly grabs his attention, calmed his spirit. As an adult male right now today, of course, just being first of all, I would say that if you have a child with special needs, what they become as adults is totally up to the parent. It has nothing to do with none of these programs or anything like that they create. You birthed that child, created that child. You know what gets that child ticking. Yep. So with Michael, I realized that him being with his reptiles was more important than a PlayStation or anything like that. So, or any gaming system, right? Gotcha. So you might say, if I take away your gaming system, then Michael didn't care about that. But if you told him he could not attend to snakes, even now as an adult, if you tell him he can't come and take out the retics or things like that because X, Y, and Z, he's going to make sure all those things are done.
Yep.
So I think they also help.
As parents, what your kids gravitate to.
Absolutely.
So that makes sense that you know that. You understand.
And they have they don't approach fear the way that we do. Right? Everything the way they think is we overthink things. Like, so okay, this is a snake. If I touch the snake might bite me. My son don't think any snake in here is going to bite him. So one of the things that I try to teach him is that it will, and I'll show him a lot of videos specifically with retics of things that can go wrong. Because the retics we have, and they're not like the retics that everybody else may have. Yeah. Ours are very calm. They are very, you can communicate with them. If I open, like right now, he wants to come out. If I open this right now, he's going to come out.
Yeah, you work with them. You know their temperament.
Yes.
You taking that time to get them used to you and get used to them. So yeah, that's very important, especially with big snakes. You got to take that time to learn them.
But you also have to know, like I try to get him and my granddaughter to understand that even though our snakes haven't done anything that can harm us, that you always want to be conscious of what can happen,
Exactly.
specifically with them. But I think for my son, like he watch a lot of nerds videos, and there's one where the pod jumps out and literally bites Jeremy in the chest.
Yeah.
And my son, when he saw it for the first time, he said, look at this, Mom. He was like, that's the pie. He was like, our snake would never do that. I'm like, that snake has been touched 1,000 times since birth. Yeah. Those type of things make a difference. And this is a snake that, is in a big facility. Mm-hmm. It's probably in breeding and different things that our snakes just are not doing right now.
Exactly. So that snake's not getting that kind of attention, that daily attention from their keepers and getting that attachment. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I think also I have a niece. She's also in the group. She did the same thing. She started to get her child with special needs, reptiles, and it totally changed his behavior in the classroom.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there are so many ways to do stuff without necessarily drugging someone. There's other ways of reaching people. You just got to take that time to figure out what reaches them. Yeah. And some people don't want to take that time. But I don't like to say it, but they like to take that easy way. Right. Sometimes life ain't supposed to be easy. If it was easy, everybody would thrive at it.
Well, especially not when it comes to your children. We're going all the way hard. Like whatever the challenge brings,
Very true. Very true.
And my reptiles are the same way.
Understandable. So this is going to be an interesting question because you just listed off so many animals. What's your favorite 2 reptiles in your collection? I know which one is because you've been talking about him a while. I want to see what the other one is.
Okay, so of course, one is my spider ball python.
Of course.
The second one is, and this is tough, but I would say is a toss-up between my golden child cow reticulated python and the Asian water monitor for 2 reasons. Both of them are the only 2 that I ever got.
It's a good video. It's a good video. It's a good video.
I got 2. Those are the 2 animals I got from Nerds. So they are both very special to me. Okay. Kevin and I visited him February of last year, and we created a very special bond. And I would say that he was somebody that I idolized growing up. He'd become a good friend, and those 2 animals just mean so much to me. Yep.
Okay, that's not a bad pick. I understand that. I mean, I've seen enough of your videos to know that the spider is your favorite.
That's my baby.
You're telling me.
So even with me trying to breed him, and I'm putting him in there, and my husband and they be laughing. I be telling the girl, "Don't you hurt my baby. Don't you hurt him."
Wow. Oh wow. So yeah, that's hilarious. I mean, yeah, those are good picks. Those are real good picks, and you can see the attachment you have with your animals. They have such I can't say that word. Such emotional attachment. There's a story to all your animals, and that's a beautiful thing. I know you're about to embark on the journey of breeding ball pythons, and with that comes babies, which you can't get too attached to because you're gonna have to sell a couple. You can't have everything back. So I'm definitely gonna bring you back after you've bred a couple, had a season under your belt, and we're gonna do a whole show just about ball pythons. So that's gonna be amazing. But what is one of your most how do you think you're gonna handle trying to let go of animals that you produce? Because that's gonna have a whole different feeling for you.
Yep. So what I did with it, I've been buying snakes like crazy the last few weeks for my breeding projects. So one of the things I normally would do is name every animal. I am not going to name any of the parents. So
that's smart.
as I'm putting them in, and it's so funny because everything, all of the cages around my house got names on the side of them. So I'm
What's up,
looking at
Wiz?
that today. Hey, Wiz. And I'm like, they just got their genetics. It just says what it is. And I was like, nope, I'm not going to name them because I think if I name them, I get attached to the parents, which then is going to make me get attached to the babies.
Very true. Very true. Very true. Okay,
So
that's one way.
So I'm doing good. Not naming them is a big step for me.
Hey, you got to take baby steps. Baby steps. All right, let's hit this question. Oh, we already hit that question. This question. So, what do you use to record your YouTube videos?
I use LumaFusion, and that was actually recommended to me by Dre.
Okay.
From DW Exotics. That works really good for me for the little editing that I do, because I don't do a lot of editing. You get what you get.
Okay. So that's your editor? That's what you use to edit? Okay.
It's the program that I use to actually edit. I use my iPhone. It's on my iPhone.
Gotcha.
And it's on my iPad. And so that I use that and it uploads straight to YouTube. So
Gotcha. How long have you been using that, and like how do you like it so far?
So when I first started, I was using the iMovie on my iPhone, but I noticed that sometimes uploading them, they would get stuck and I would have to do the process all over again. And that just drove me crazy. And I didn't want anything to deter me. So I would say probably in May or June is when I went to using my phone.
Okay. So, yeah, I had a friend that was using the iMovie thing and he had issues where it would just delete his whole video sometimes. So I could understand trying to get away from that. But yeah, if it works for you, that's what I tell people. Use what works. You don't got to go buy that most expensive program right now, especially if you're starting out. If you're starting out, use what works. Use the free stuff because they work just as good as the $2,000 programs right now for what you need. You trying to get your feet wet, get used to making videos, get used to editing. You're still learning a lot of stuff. So don't go buy the most expensive stuff because you're still learning. That's a lot of tool for somebody that don't know what they're doing right now. Right. That's what I would say. But that's smart. That's definitely smart. So Mike want to know what breeding projects you getting into with the ball pythons.
So, Mike, definitely, me and Gershon talked about that because Busy is my baby. And he's a perfect spider ball python. I'm definitely already paired him with the Ivory Pastel. So I'm hoping for some bumblebees, spider bees, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that I also definitely want to, I love Inchy. So Inchy will be in a lot of my projects. One of the first proven breeders I bought is a Inchy Leicester Pastel. And of course, I want to throw some Desert Ghost in there. And Reggie, wait a minute, the timing. So I watch a lot of Reggie's videos, and Reggie had a lot of Desert Ghosts, and I just like what Desert Ghosts do to the color of the snake. So a lot of what I've purchased has Desert Ghosts or head for Desert Ghosts, black head, yellow belly. That's what I'll start with. I definitely want hopefully that I get some Inchy and some Inchy clown.
Okay.
My clown is coming. My female is coming from GPSnakes.
Yes, she is getting the clown. She is getting the female clown. She definitely is. So Desert Ghost is amazing. Great project to get into, especially right now. It's real hot right now. You're working on clowns. I didn't realize that was a Inchy Lesser Pastel you got.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Yeah, definitely get those triple codoms to start putting into your recessives. So I know you're still trying to learn all the names and the codoms and recessive for ball pythons and learn how that works, right?
Yep.
But,
so Morph Market is so good for that though. Because see, all
is.
I have to do is, okay, so I'm on Morph Market shopping. Okay. I like Artramel. What Artramel can I put with this? And then you put it in a little calculator and they tell you what the babies are going to be.
Yep.
So it's helping. It also has them broken down by, dominant, co-dom. So
Yep.
I'm learning so much more and more. I think the biggest thing that I'm doing now is kind of what you and I was talking about is thinking of the longer term projects, like getting into those double hats and triple hats and getting into knowing what to purchase, because one of the biggest mistakes I made already is because I only had the one male and I had the two baby females, is that I went buying males like crazy. And both you and Reggie go, well, if I was you, I'd get a bunch of females.
Yeah.
So I will have, once everything come in, 2 more females more than I do males, but now I have to purchase, I want to buy at least 5 more females this year.
Yeah. Yeah, for anybody thinking about starting to breed ball pythons, buy all your females first. Females, hopefully recessive females, visual recessive females first. Give it a year and a half, let them raise up a little bit, and then go find a power male, like just a stud male with a lot of genes in it if it's possible, but a lot of Pacific genes as well. Make sure he's a visual recessive. That goes a long way because you want to already get into making doubles and triple hats if you possibly can. That's kind of where the market is heading, but also make something that you want. Make sure you work with things you want to work with, because if you lose a passion, it kind of can be shown to people and you're not as excited to work with those animals. So definitely make something you want to make, but I say get females first, grow them up, and then go look for 1 or 2 powerful males for those females. That's the best way to go, because it takes females about 2 to 3 years to get up to size.
Right.
Males get up to size real quick.
Yep. And that's, I think, because I started off with, like I said, the 2 females, and Busy was already always around. But the 2 females, the one actually got up to size, and that's another thing. I got 2 from the same clutch. And they're like 400 gram different.
Yeah,
like
that'll happen.
They would be the same size.
Yeah, that'll happen. Sometimes you'll get a real good eater out of one clutch, and the other one not so good. LKB Pythons, thanks for coming through. I've had sisters grow. I got sisters right now. One went last year, the other one didn't go. They both were the smaller sister actually went last year. She was behind on eating. She wasn't eating as much, but still put enough weight to go. And the other sister, big enough to go, didn't go. So you never know with siblings sometimes. You just gotta, it's a luck of the draw.
And one of them, the smaller one, is the POD. I wanted her to be able to breed first. And she just, so that was another thing. I'm like, okay, I would think they would be the same size. No, one of them is like, and I kept putting them on the scale like, this can't be. I mean, you can see looking at them that they different sizes, but it's crazy.
Yeah. Get the best
Mike, I'm going for it. Yeah. So I'm already looking at some of Ozzy's boys. And I didn't realize Ozzy was, why did I thought Ozzy was in California somewhere? He's in Gaithersburg, Maryland.
Yeah.
He's literally 45 minutes away from me. It's on. I'm thinking I gotta meet him down at Tinley.
He's super close. You definitely super close.
I did not know that. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought I was on somebody else's page because I was looking at it was one of his Ultramels. And it was mixed with, like, it had 2 different other genes. I can't remember what it was. But looking at the bottom, I'm like, oh, Gaithersburg. Ozzy in California somewhere. I'm like, Gaithersburg. Now I'm just going to be driving all up there, buying and saying, meet me. Meet me down the street so I can come pick up my snake. So my powerhouse male definitely is coming from Ozzy.
Okay. Tavion, thanks for coming through.
Hey,
how you doing? How are you doing? I've been meaning to hit him up. I know he lost one of his animals maybe a week or 2 ago. Hope you're doing okay. It sucks. It's part of the hobby that a lot of us hate, where we either lose animal passes away or animal gets out and we can't find them, I've had that happen where I couldn't find an animal for a long time and it popped back up. But let me know how you doing, bud. Appreciate you coming through, though. So before we hit the next question, we're going to talk about tip of the week. Yes, tip of the week is where I put up a post on my Instagram and Facebook and put a comment under it. And this week's comment, Celtic Reptiles substrate. Make sure you get the right substrate for your animals. Whether you need to have moist substrate, dry substrate, paper substrate is okay if you do the right one. Make sure, I think printed paper, you got to be careful with that because the ink can get on your animal. So be careful with that with just regular newspaper. But make sure you get the right kind of substrate for your animal. Make sure you're changing out that substrate. That's why I don't know if that's how you get mites is from dirty substrate. I'm not 100% sure, so don't take me 100% on that. I'm not 100% sure if that happens, but I know you can get some bugs from dirty substrate. Unless you got like a bio tank. I haven't done one of those, but I know you have bio tanks where you have certain bugs that eat the substrate and keep it clean. Unless you're doing that, touche to you. I don't know how to do that. Maybe I need to research that one day, but definitely get good substrate. Appreciate Celtic Reptiles for putting up a tip for the week. If you would like to put a tip of the week, just go to my Instagram or my Facebook after this podcast. I'm going to put up a post. You put your tip on there, and whichever tip has the most likes, we'll get a shout out on the next podcast. You know a lot about substrate, or did you have a bio substrate one?
So, first of all, I'm not doing bioactive with retics. I don't care what nobody say. It is not enough isopods in the damn world to clean up behind them. But each one of my bigger snakes have different setups because it depends on the snake. I got some retics who pee every day on purpose, pee and poop every day on purpose. But I noticed that if I do half and half, they will only pee and poop on the side where the paper is. Works for me. Really? Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Then I have the other one who needs all substrate and just doesn't go to the bathroom as much as the other one. So I do it based on the needs of the snake and location. I noticed that certain enclosures that might be in one room has a whole different need than an enclosure in another room.
Oh, that's great. I'm sorry. He found her. That's great.
Oh, they got a free surprise. What kind of snake was it?
Oh, that's so great.
Which one was it, Tavia?
Oh, which one was it? What was it?
They had her for 2 weeks. Oh.
That's great. I'm so happy to found snake and alive. I'm so happy. What up, Marcus? Thanks for coming through. That's my homeboy. He always comes through. We don't got snakes, but he come through and show support. I appreciate that. Oh, it was the iguana.
Oh, yeah, you lucky they kept it. See, that's the one. I got tegus. I have an Asian water monitor. I am not dealing with no iguanas.
That was like one of my first official pet store reptiles. My first one I actually got at a pet store. My first reptile was a lizard I found out outside, and I kept it. I kept it for like 2 years. I just fed it crickets. But iguanas was like the lizard I was really into, and I love my iguana. I had her for a long time, and then she got cancer, and I had to put her down. Oh. But yeah, wow! I'm so glad you found her. That's amazing.
And then what state was it? What state are you in, Tavian? Because you're lucky if.
Yeah, I think he's in a warmer climate.
Okay.
It's not the green and gone, which are hard to care for. Yeah. Thank you, appreciate it, Marcus. You know, I had to jazz it up for season 2. Had to jazz it up a little bit. Let you see that separation from seasons. I'm trying to do my thing. So let's go ahead and hit another question. So, do you breed or buy your reptile food?
So, I buy my reptile food, and I don't think I will ever breed. So one thing that can't live in here is rats and mice. Okay, I won't do it. So now my husband had suggested, a breeding, but I can't do the smell. And what I have a lot of animals, and anybody walking here would always tell you would never smell my animals. I don't think you have no control over the smell of rats, birds, guinea pigs. Like,
yeah,
it's you just can't. So yeah, I have a fund to purchase food for the rest of their lives.
Okay, that's smart. That's smart.
Yeah, I started my reptile account early.
Okay.
I knew what I wanted to do in life once, the kids got grown and out of the house, and I'm positioned where, I can do that. I'm not going to be, no.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in that same, boat, where my wife has a super smell. She has a super nose, so I have to keep the reptile room pretty clean. Mm-hmm. But that's why I can't breed rats, because there's no way to keep rat smell down. You have to clean every day to do that, and that's just not feasible. Yeah. Hopefully, once the snakes start doing a little better, making a little money for me, I can build a shed for them and start breeding their rats, and make sure, because it's a different feeling when you breed your snake food, so you know exactly what's going in your rats. You know they're super healthy because you're taking care of them. It's a different feeling, and then you're not worried about having rats at hand. You got them on deck. That's great. But sure. I like the way you think, and you already got a food account set up for them. No hesitation.
Yeah. So my feeder breeder is like he's so accessible. I meet him at most of the reptile shows in Pennsylvania and Maryland. And if for whatever reason I need to make a special trip, his brother comes to the area every Thursday, and I can, meet him. And he's very accommodating. I don't think his prices are really too expensive. And he can provide everything that I need for the retics. Hopefully, I don't know if he does like deer, but I'm hoping that my retics never actually crave a deer. Hope they just like
Will they get that big to need deer?
I've seen people feed theirs deer. Yes. Especially being in Retic Nation. You see, you got some people got some big old retics.
I might have to start venturing over there a little bit, because I would love to get more reticulated keepers on the show. I'm trying to encompass all reptiles that you see on this show,
because we shouldn't be so siloed,
I understand ball pythons is like the biggest thing in reptiles, but there's still other reptiles. There's so many different reptiles in this community.
Yeah.
So that's my goal for this year is to try to bring on more different reptile keepers, from retics to berms to lizards. So many different lizards, to monitors. I guess I can't, because turtles aren't technically reptiles, they're amphibians, correct? Some are reptiles and some are amphibians. I'm not 100% sure on that.
I think they're amphibians. I mean, I'm not sure.
I know it's either a certain lizard is a amphibian, not a reptile.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
I'm trying. I might bring turtle people on too. Whatever. Bring them on. Bring everybody through. Yes. That's the goal. But a deer, wow.
Yeah.
That's huge. Would it be like it wouldn't be an adult deer. Probably like a doe, a baby deer.
I don't think I've seen, like a whole deer. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that exists somewhere. I haven't seen it with my own eyes. Maybe it exists. Wow.
That's crazy. Yeah, I've seen pigs. I've seen pigs.
So definitely pigs. That's,
Very true, Phil. Very true. Goats.
Yeah, goats. I see. Yeah, they get goats all the time.
So many species, very much so. I mean, it's Jesus. If you start having to breed deer for just snakes, that'd be crazy.
Well, you just like again, my breeder, he provides them, but
Yeah.
I'm just hoping and praying that my retics don't need deer ever.
Yeah.
I'm all right with pigs. Look, it took me a minute to get them with button when I had to give a rabbit. So that's another reason why I can't feed live.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't hear that. I mean, my retics be trying to kill the dead.
Yeah,
you like,
they go in.
It's dead. You still squeezing.
They still be squeezing. Oh wow. So let's hit another question. Okay. What camera do you use to record your videos?
Yep, my iPhone 12.
Your iPhone? So you bought the phone. I know we talked about you bought a camera record.
Yes.
But you was like,
yeah. Antoine told me to get a Canon and get this special little attachment to it and everything. I have used that thing to take pictures and that's it. I cannot record and upload from it. It's just too many steps.
Gotcha. So you just use your iPhone.
Yep.
Which works. Like I say all the time, use what works. If it works for you, use it.
And it's convenient. And so it keeps me like, even when I'm like driving somewhere and I'm doing like a little portion of a video, it's much easier to just to put my phone up and catch that footage.
Makes perfect sense. Rabbits, I bet deer prices rather. Yeah. It could be pieces. That makes more sense. I wonder. Ooh, I know. I want to talk to. Let me find out who's out here.
Look, it might be happening somewhere.
It could be. I know. I seen. We've all seen those videos of snakes eating whole baby elephants and stuff like that out in the wild.
But that's in the wild. I mean, and
that is in the wild.
Snakes you see, I can see them. I'm talking about these snakes.
Yeah,
captivity.
That is in the wild. Ain't nothing. Yeah. I mean, I used to have one video. This guy had it was an anaconda, I believe, and he had a rabbit that looked like the size of a golden shepherd. It was that big, and they also had a wiener dog that came in the room, and they was like, "Get him out the room," because the snake had grabbed the rabbit, but it had already choked it enough to where it felt it was dead. So his head kind of popped up and was looking around, and if you moving, it is the right size, it'll snatch you up.
Yeah, I struggle enough cleaning up the remnants of the rabbit.
Yep.
Being digested.
Yep. That's one thing with them big snakes. They got big poops. I get my red-tailed boa. She eating rabbits right now. She on like 3 pound, almost about to move to like 5 to 7 pound rabbits. She pretty big poops. But she a pet. She's the only pet. That was the second snake I got. And I got her when she was like a month old. So I've had her entire life. I'm actually going to try to get her a display cage, moving room around so she can be displayed a little better. Because I get people come in, they want to see the snakes.
Right.
And she's kind of the main attraction when I take her out and they see how big she is, but how gentle she still is. Unless there's food in this room, she go hard when there's food here. Is your snakes like that when there's food?
So, I'm working with their brain, and this is something that Kevin taught me. I can bring out food, and as long as they realize that I'm not feeding them, they can be out. Food can be everywhere, and they'll be fine. Now, if you're ready to feed them, my retics know. They know the difference, and just like literally throw it in there and move out the way. I got this one right here. This pie, sweet as he is. He can smell his food from around the corner. So I always slide his, and literally he meets me right here. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I know my snake, he start hitting tub when he knows food in the room. Toph, my red-tailed boa, she do that. The ball pythons to do that. So that's something. Does your ball python do that now? Because you're about to get all these ball pythons.
Yeah, so I would say that I will tell you that proven breed I just got, she already ate with me. She's breeding.
That's good.
Pythons,
That's good.
My Ivory Pastel has a strong feeding response.
Okay.
And Busy, just like, he's chill with his. My boas, actually, believe it or not, has a stronger feeding response than my retics. And I tell people all the time, I can turn these retics off when I got food around. Try turning that boa off. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. Give me my food, lady.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest misconceptions. People always talk about a retic's food response. My retic's food response are strong, but it can be turned off. My boas, if you got a rat in the room, we eating. That's
the boas, they just focus. They focus.
Yes. And they focus even if you feed somebody else. So you better make sure you're ready just to drop this food, because don't touch me with no hook.
Okay.
We eating.
So this isn't one of the questions, but I remember I watched the video when you got your green tree python, and I seen that you had the hook. You was like, hey, you going right into this cage once you get you out. Stop it. How has it been with your green tree python?
He's totally different.
Okay.
So right now, don't get me wrong. If you go in there and just reach in there, you're going to get struck. But then once he realized it was you, he's going to calm down. So what I do with him now is I'll open up the door, take some of the purchase and stuff out, so it's easy for me to get him. I still hook him out, but you can hold him now. As long as no one makes like any abrupt movements or anything, he's fine. Now, he's never going to turn back around and strike at me, which I like. But the difference between him and all of my other snakes, the green tree python can strike without you knowing.
Yep, they're very quick. So quick.
Don't do it. Don't do it. We okay? All right. So I don't want to get bit by it. It's not huge, but that thing. So I've gotten bit by. I used to have a green tree python, and I used to have an emerald tree boa. I've gotten bit by both of them. The ETB teeth is crazy.
She bit me, and I wasn't expecting to bite, so my body jerked, and I pulled her right out of her cage, and she hit the stove. She was okay, but it caught me off guard. But their bites are more. It's not that it hurt; they just go deeper because those fangs go deeper in you. But I did get to the point where I could handle them. I could slowly get them out their cage and handle them, and they were a lot of them are more cage aggressive, but once they get out of their cage and they know they're safe, they're good. You can handle them totally fine. So I'm waiting to see more videos of you handling your green tree.
Yes.
I'm waiting for that because I want to get another one. I want to get another one down the road. I really love them as animals, and I like watching them and just feeding them and taking care of them. But it's not hard. It's just dialing in their setup just right to make sure they can thrive in it. And you got to be on top of that. Yeah. You got to be on top of it.
Yeah. Yep.
But they're beautiful animals. They're beautiful.
I love the green tree python. Like I said, I always wanted one. I held the emerald tree boa when we were at Nerd. But of course, it's Kevin's animal. So this thing was just so sweet. But it's amazing. Like sometimes when I'm holding him, I'm like, I can't believe I'm holding him, because that was the only animal that I ever received striking out the bag. Like that thing was like, I'm like, oh hell no. No.
Yeah. So we only got one more question.
Okay.
So one more question. I said that weird. If anybody got any questions for Nicole or me, put them in the comments. But we're going to hit our last question for me for the night. Very interested to see where this one's going. So what is your dream reptile to have?
So my dream reptile to have is actually an alligator or crocodile, but my husband will probably definitely leave the house if I did that.
Wait. He's okay with the with the giant snakes, but I mean they have small crocodiles that only get so big.
So let me tell you, when we were at Nerd, I had planned, because it was Valentine's Day week, to leave with a caiman at least, and he was like, absolutely not. He settled with the Asian water monitor because he saw me handling them there, and he felt like that was so much a better decision than an alligator. But since my husband won't let me have an alligator, it's the Bolin's python. So I definitely think over the next, once I finish buying my breeding pairs, the next pet will be my Bolin's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love them.
I mean, I understand the alligator. I understand it. It's very interesting. I understand why he didn't want it there. I get that too.
I want one so bad. That's like a dream animal. When I was a little girl growing up in the neighborhood that I grew up in, and that was before they restricted alligators. I think it was in 1998. They restricted them here in Maryland. Okay. Everybody had an alligator. So it was like, as a child, you saw them all the time, and you get to rub them and play. So I never had a fear of them. Yeah, Bolin's are amazing, and I held them when I was at Nerd as well. I would say the biggest surprise with the Bolin's is that they are as heavy as these retics. I wasn't expecting that. They are really heavy. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So hopefully one day, again, once we move into some warmer climate, and I'll just, come home with an alligator one day and see what happens.
Hey, what they say, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Right. So we always make the joke, even with my business name, it's my married name, Tisdale. So I always say, you can't leave me. Everything, including the passwords, are in our name. You can't leave me.
Oh, wow.
Oh, God.
For forgiveness. Oh, is that? Yeah, very true.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm going to just show up with one.
I mean, that's going to be interesting.
So I 100%. Played a joke with him when me and my son went to, I think it was 2 weeks ago, we went to a reptile show, and I took a picture of my son holding an alligator and sent baby on our way home. And he was like, where? Like, don't we live together? Where?
Oh, yeah. I can't. Honestly, my wife started all this because she got water dragons. She wanted water dragons, and at the time she was my girlfriend. She wanted water dragons. I was like, well, if you're gonna get a water dragon, I'm gonna get a snake, because I've always wanted a snake. And my mom wouldn't let me get a snake in the house. She was like, as long as you live under my roof, all your pets had to have legs. I was like, I get it. That's cool. So once I got out there, I got a snake. She liked the water dragons for 2 weeks. She was like, oh, I love these. After that, she was like, look, I'm done with these. You can go and take them back. I was like, dude, that's not how that works.
Right.
That's not how that works. So now I'm taking care of these water dragons for 1.5 years. And then I finally found somebody that was actually breeding water dragons. Right. And she saw mine. She was like, I like the way yours look. Yours look very healthy. They look very well taken care of. If I'm a breeder, so I will be breeding them if you're okay with it. And I was like, yeah. I let her just take the water dragons. Wow. I was like, you can just have the water dragons. I'll just sell the cage, get a little money for the cage, but you can have the water dragons. And for the first 2 years, she was giving me updates on them, showing me some of their offspring. They were doing great. And I was like, all right, you don't have to tell me no more, because now I want my dragons back. But you I don't need to know no more. I'm glad you're giving them a good home. You're taking care of them. Appreciate it. That's when I got obsessed with ball pythons, and I just started getting so many ball pythons. But yeah, so my wife started this, so I could almost bring any snake into the house, almost, as long as I told her this is a business snake. This is not a pet. This is for breeding purposes.
So that's how we started off with the retics. My husband was okay with it because he started to see how much money you can make. And how many eggs they had, and then he would look at for instance, when we first got the Molly Mochino, he was like, so you pay this amount for her, so if she had 40 eggs, we're gonna make this amount. It all started to look better, but then I decided I don't think I want to breed retics. Yeah,
that's a lot of eggs. That's a lot of babies.
Yes, and it's not a market for them. I think that it's enough breeders now. All right,
Yeah.
let me say that.
Especially with all
Ball
the
pythons, you can have all the breeders in the world because
Yeah.
it's a market for ball pythons. I think with reticulated pythons, with overbreeding, they end up in the wrong hands. And as I
Yep.
say to my husband, to anybody, these animals are reptiles. They will outlive us for the most part
Yep.
at the ages we are now. And you got to think about that.
Yep. Yep. And with all the restrictions they're making on snakes 6 feet and longer, it's you barely can sell anything out of state. So you're trying to sell everything in state, and you got 30 babies. You're not going to sell them all in state.
Yeah, so I'm using them for educational purposes, I believe now. I might, decide down the line to, try breeding them, but I think it would be, if I did that, not to sell the eggs, to be honest. I would want it to be an opportunity where we can preserve them. So like babies going somewhere where we're continuing to preserve the breed.
Yep, that makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. So that's all my questions I have. If anybody have any questions in the comments, please drop them in there. But before we go, is there anything you would like to promote besides going to check out her channel? Make sure you hit that follow, subscribe on TikTok as well, Instagram, and check out our Facebook. Do you have a Facebook?
Yes, but it's not under Ladytis. It's just Nicole Tisdale on Facebook.
Okay. So if you want to reach out on Facebook, not saying she go add you because she's real particular about her friends. If you're nice though, if you're nice,
right, nice. You're nice.
You gotta be a nice person.
Reptile on your pictures or something. I look at all of that. Yes. No, I welcome all. Like I said, it's just that I use the platform for educational purpose, reptile. Friendships. I mean, some people I speak to more reptile people on social media every day than I do my own family.
Honestly, so. I really do that myself now. I talk to certain people almost every day, even if it's a hey, what's up? I talk to them almost every day.
Yeah.
It's just how it happens. Yeah. Hey Gary, thanks for coming through. So yeah, go ahead and promote anything you would like to promote. Tell people to go check out something.
So definitely please share my YouTube page, Ladytis Exotics. Follow me on TikTok, Ladytis Exotics. Follow me at Instagram, Ladytis_exotics. And then I want to take this opportunity to pay it forward, and I want to shout out Vaughn Guidance Designs. Vaughn actually created my logo, and she is amazing at doing logos, any prints. She's doing rugs. Look her up on TikTok. She has one of the best TikToks going right now, advertising her rugs. It's so funny, hilarious. But she's an amazing soul, and she gets the turnaround time to you so quick. And I appreciate her so much. So that's it.
Okay. Well, guys, before we head out, we got to say thanks to our sponsor for this episode. 1 second. I got to push some buttons. I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. So let's go ahead and say thanks to our sponsor for this episode. The sponsor of this episode is M-TIPP Reptiles. They are a new reptile breeder, ball pythons. They're on their second season, and they have some amazing combos coming this season that they're working with. They have projects like Double Het Clown Exanthic, Double Het DG Clown, also Puzzle, and they have Stranger Clowns. Yes, Stranger Clowns, the thing that's hitting the market really crazy right now. So I'm super excited to see what these guys produce. I've been looking at their Instagram, amazing looking animals, but also they don't have a YouTube. So we are all about YouTube over here, so definitely go bug them. Tell them to start the YouTube, tell them Gershon sent you, but also check out their merch. They have an amazing logo, and they have it in so many different colors. Check out their merch store, pick up a shirt if you like it, pick up a couple shirts. But thanks again, M-TIPP Reptiles, for sponsoring this episode. Yes, thank you so much for sponsoring the episode. Greatly appreciate that, M-TIPP Reptiles. Definitely check them out on Instagram, Facebook, and they're on TikTok. They're on TikTok now. We're trying to get them to start their YouTube channel. We're actually trying to get them on Next Up. It's my little YouTube series I'm trying to do where I bring people on that are about to start their YouTube channel. I do a little quick interview with them, like 5-10 minutes, and then we send you over to their first video. So if you're thinking about starting a reptile YouTube, let me know. I'll try to get you on and help you kind of get into the YouTube world a little bit. It's always nice to see that you get more than 2 views on a video. It kind of hurts when you only get 2. So hopefully if you want to be on the show, let me know. We can talk. Also, if you are any other reptile enthusiast and you want to be on Under 1,000 Pod, let me know, because I'm my circle is kind of small. I'm trying to expand it. I know a lot of ball python people. I'm trying to know more reptile people. So definitely hit me up on Instagram. All my information is in the description down below. But thank you so much, guys, for coming through. Greatly appreciate you guys showing up. Nicole, thank you for coming on. Greatly appreciate it. This was a fun conversation. I'm considering you a friend now, because we're gonna talk more. Just so you know. But thanks, guys.
You showed me you a good character, so thank you.
I appreciate that. Hey, my mama told me, be nice. You never know what might happen. Be mean, and people will hate you forever. So try to be nice. I like being liked, so that does help. But thanks for coming through, guys. If you are still going to be on YouTube, go check out Keys Constrictors. They're doing Hair Down Fridays. Go check them out. Couple good friends over there talking, chit-chatting, having fun. Also, Brian, Samson's Stegatorium is still live. I think Freshman and Friday Fabulous is going on, so check that out. Go show some love to some other reptile YouTubers on the platform. Tell them I sent you, and thank you guys for showing up. Appreciate you. And I'll see you guys next Thursday. All right, everybody. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Be safe.
Peace.